You might remember the motorcycle crash NBC5 News reported on last week, killing both Jennifer Ayala and Mark Nienhuis. Jennifer's parents say the stories between witnesses and Oregon State Police are slightly different. Tonight, the family wants answers and closure.
I feel they treated our children like roadkill.
Edward and Yvonne Angeletti woke up to Oregon State Police troopers on their doorstep around 3 a.m. on July 22nd, to every parent's worst nightmare.
He said, I have to inform you that your daughter, Jenny, is deceased. And so at that point, the first thing Yvonne said was, what about Mark? And the trooper said he's deceased as well.
OSP says 30-year-old Jennifer Ayala and her fiancé, 42-year-old Mark Nienhuis, died when their motorcycle hit an elk on Highway 234 between Antioch Road and Meadows Road. But Edwards says he later discovered there's more to the story and believes OSP isn't being fully truthful.
Something is not right with this investigation. There's too many pieces that are just all over the place.
A teenage witness named Stormy drove up to the accident before police even arrived and says Jennifer was still alive after they hit the elk. She performed CPR on Jennifer.
Jennifer opened her eyes and she said, "You'll be okay, you'll be okay." And they kept doing CPR and Jenny was breathing, and then she passed away.
Edward immediately went to troopers asking questions.
Are there any additional details about what occurred that you haven't shared with us, that you're not allowed to share with us?
It was then the trooper admitted a second car came down the road. Stormy's boyfriend tried to wave it down, but the car sped up, driving over Jennifer and Mark.
They were alive, someone was performing CPR. Why is all this information not being disclosed?
Edwards said the trooper explained he hadn't told them about it because they had already been through so much. The trooper believes the car hadn't made a difference and they died after hitting the elk.
We spoke to a witness who told us that our daughter was alive and she was performing CPR on her for 30 minutes with her boyfriend. And he said, "Excuse me? What? You spoke with her?"
Edwards says Stormy then got a call from that trooper asking why she had reached out to the family in the first place. Edwards says she told him it felt like she was being interrogated.
This changes everything. At which point did they run over my daughter? Was that before performed CPR or after? Because she was alive. It changes the entire situation.
Edwards says he was told the oncoming car didn't stop because they were staring into flashing high beams. OSP told him it was a car full of kids who feared for their lives and kept driving to Gold Hill before calling 911. It's unclear if OSP interviewed the kids, but Edward was told because there was no criminal intent, there would be no autopsy.
And I said, leaving the scene of an accident isn't a criminal action?
For me, it leaves the question wide open. Could my daughter have survived?
The Angelettis say they've always supported law enforcement, but they want answers about their daughter's death. As painful as it is to hear, they want closure.
It's just breaking our hearts that everything we have to hear about this is coming from everybody but the troopers.
Every time I say goodbye to any of the kids now, there's a hug. I don't care about COVID. There's a hug and there's a kiss. And I'm glad I ignored it and hugged her and kissed her the last time I saw her, because I won't ever get to do that again.
Jennifer and Mark were going to get married in May, but the wedding was postponed because of the pandemic. They leave behind 5 children. We reached out to Oregon State Police yesterday for comment about this story. It declined our request today. We filed a public records request for more information about the accident. Live in studio, Anna Weeks, NBC5 News.